Welcome students. In this video we will discuss the chapter The French Revolution again. It will be a revision of the chapter. So in the first it was the French society in 18th century. We will see the survival for struggle and the emerging middle class and how this emerging middle class it led the privileged class or the nobility and clergy to give up the privileges. The French Revolution it started in 1789 with the storming of the fortress prison, the Bastille. What were the immediate causes? The causes were social causes, economic causes, and the political causes. Now let's have a look at all these causes. The French society was composed of the first estate, that is the clergy, the group of persons who are involved in the church matters, the second estate, that is the nobility, the persons who have high ranks in the state administration, and the third estate, that is the big businessmen, merchants, court officials, lawyers, peasants, and artisans, landless laborers, servants. That is the remaining uh, people except the first estate, that is the clergy, and the second estate, that is the nobility, that were included in the third estate, and it accounted for 90% of the population. So the first two classes, they were exempted from paying any taxes. They enjoyed their birth privileges, that is by birth. The nobility classes, they were not bound, and the clergymen, they were not bound to pay any taxes. Only the third estate members have to pay taxes, and there were taxes like direct tax called tally and indirect taxes like tithe. So tithe was a tax levied by the church, and it comprised of 1/10 of the total agricultural produce, and tele was the tax which was to be paid directly to the state by the third estate or the members of the third estate. But the struggle to survive, how it happened, the population of France increased, and this rising population was not met with the increase in the grain production. So a difference in the demand for food grains to feed a large population and the production of food grains which was still low. This difference created a rise in price, and the prices of bread, which was the staple diet of majority, it rose rapidly. Also the gap between the poor and rich widened because of this, and whenever there was a drought or hail, the situation became worst, and this led to subsistence crisis, that is an extreme situation where the people, they are not able to meet even the basic means of livelihood. Then in the 18th century, in the third estate, a new class emerged that was known as the middle class. This middle class comprised of the traders who earned their wealth by trade, overseas trade, also the professionals like lawyers, administrative officials, the teachers, they were also included in the third estate, and they framed this middle class. Since they were educated, they believed that no group should be given privileges on the basis of their birth. In fact, these ideas, they were further propagated by philosophers like John Locke and Jean-Jacques Rousseau. John Locke, he wrote a book, Two Treatises of Government, and he refused this doctrine that the absolute rights of the monarch should not be there. In fact, the monarch should rule according to the needs of the people. Rousseau, he further carried this idea, and he proposed the government should be based on social contract, that is the people and their representatives, they should form the government. One more book came, that is the spirit of the law. This book was written by Montesquieu, and he proposed the division of powers between the judiciary, the executive, and the legislative. So these ideas of these philosophers, they were discussed in coffee houses and in public meetings among the people through books and through papers. So these ideas, they became famous, and this further led to the French Revolution. And when the rumors they came that Louis XVI is planning to impose further taxes, then these ideas, they were more generated, and the protest against the system of privileges became more harsh. Then how did the revolution it outbroke? It was basically because of the Assembly of Estates General. Now what was Estates General? Estates General was a political body to which the three estates, the members of three estates, they sent their representatives. But it was just for name. It was the monarch, that is Louis XVI, who could decide when to call the meeting of this body. So on 5th of May 1789, Louis XVI called for an assembly of the Estates General to pass the proposals of the new taxes. The first members of the first and second estates, they sent their 300 representatives, that is 300 representatives from the first estate, that is the clergy, 300 representatives from the second estate, that is the nobility, and some 600 members of the third estate. The 300 members of the first two estates, they were allowed to sit in rows, but the 600 members of the third estate, that is the peasantry, they were allowed to stand, and the third estate was represented by more prosperous and educated people. The artisans, the peasants and women, they were not allowed to enter into the assembly. But the voting pattern in the Estates General was very different. From each estate, only one vote was to be counted. And this time also, in this Estates General Assembly, the same pattern was to be followed, but the 600 members of the third estate, they demanded their separate vote for single person, single vote. This idea was dropped, and this idea was totally refused by Louis XVI, and the members of the third estate, they walked out, and they created a national assembly on June 20, 1789. Because the members of the third estate, they declared the national assembly, and they considered themselves as the voice of the entire French nation. So they collected in the grounds of Versailles, and they declared themselves to be a national assembly, and they swore not to disperse until they draft a constitution to limit the powers of Louis XVI, the monarch. And they were led by two leaders, Mirabeau and Abbe Sieyes. Mirabeau, he himself was a noble. He was born in a noble family, but he made and he followed that the society should not be feudal. Feudal privileges should not be there. Also, Abbe Sieyes, he was a priest, and he wrote influential pamphlets called What is the Third Estate? He gave importance to the third estate in his pamphlets. So the National Assembly, it drafted a constitution, and then the constitution was drafted. The assembly members, they declared the third member estate members of third estate, they declared themselves to be National Assembly on 20th June 1789, and on the night of 4th August 1789, the assembly passed a law, and abolished the feudal system, and the obligations and taxes were abolished. The clergy members, they were forced to give up their privileges, and tithe was abolished. Whatever lands the church used to own, they were seized, and as a result the government acquired many assets. At the time when all this was going on, at the same time, in the rest of the France, the conditions they become worst. It was very harsh winter that year, and that resulted in a bad harvest. The prices of bread, they even rose, and the bakers, they started exploiting the situation. They hoarded the bread. After standing for in long queues for many hours, the women, they were not getting bread, and it angered the women, and they stormed into the baker's shop and looted them. At the same time, the rumor spread that Louis XVI has ordered the troops to enter into the city of Paris, and as a result, on 14th July, the fortress prison Bastille was stormed and destroyed, that we have seen in the very beginning of the chapter. After 4th of August 1789, the National Assembly completed and drafted the Constitution in 1791 with the main objective to limit the powers of the monarch. Then these powers, they were again taking the lessons from the last government. The powers, they were not concentrated in the hands of one person. In fact, they were separated and assigned to different institutions: the legislature, the executive, and the judiciary. On the basis of the book The Spirit of Law, written by Montesquieu, in which he propagated this idea of division of powers between the legislative, executive, and the judiciary. According to this constitution, the laws will be made in the National Assembly, and the National Assembly was to be elected but indirectly. That is, only a group of electors will be voted for by the citizens, and in turn these group of electors can choose the assembly. However, all the citizens, they were not given the right to vote. Only the men above 25 years of age who paid the taxes equal to 3 days wages at least were given the status of active citizens, and only the active citizens, they were allowed to vote. The remaining men and women who were classed as a passive citizens. So indirectly it was the taxpayer who was given the right to vote for the National Assembly. In this way, France becomes a constitutional monarchy. Monarchy, that is, the rule of king will be there, but the constitution should also be there, and the rule will be followed and implemented as per the conditions and declarations made in the constitution. Alarmed by the situations and developments that have taken place, Louis XVI secretly negotiated with the kings of Prussia and the king of Prussia and Australia. They were to declare war, but before that the assembly in April 1792 declared war, and this was taken as a war of the people against the kings. The situation further worsened with the war, and some people, they started to think that this present revolutionary war should be extended, and large sections of population, they convinced that the revolution needs to be carried further, because the constitution which was made in 1791, it is giving privilege only to the prosperous member or the richer sections of society. So many political clubs started forming, and one of these clubs was the Jacobin Club, who was headed by Maximilien Robespierre. He was the leader of this Jacobin club. The members of these Jacobin clubs, they wore long striped trousers like the dock workers, and they wore a red cap, the red cap being the symbol for liberty, and the long striped trousers like those worn by the nobility. And they came to be known as sans culottes, that is those without knee breeches, as knee breeches were worn by the nobility. So they started representing themselves equal to nobility but without knee breeches. So they came to be known as sans culottes. Later on, in the morning of August 10, 1792, these Jacobins, they entered into the palace and massacred the king's guards and made the king hostage for several hours, and the assembly had to imprison the royal family. Elections were held, and in the elections from now, the men who were above 21 years of age, whether they are having any property or not, they got the right to vote. Earlier this was only limited up to people who are above 25 years of age, but now men above 21 years of age can vote regardless of their economic status. The assembly which was elected, that came to be known as convention, and on September 1792, they abolished the monarchy and they declared France a republic. Republic, that is a country in which the ruler will not be the hereditary one. In fact, the ruler or the administrator will be an elected one, not a hereditary or feudal one. So France, after abolishing monarchy, it became a republic, a true republic. And Louis XVI was executed on 21st January 1793 on charges of treason. Treason, that is on charges of betrayal of own government. And later on, her wife Queen Marie Antoinette was also hanged to death. Then came the reign of terror, that is the period from 1793 to 1791 is known as the reign of terror. Why? It was Robespierre who was the leader of the government, and he started following severe control and punishment policy. Those who were the enemies of republic, that is those who were against the ideas of republic, that is the previous nobles and clergy, the members of other political parties and different opposition parties, even the members of his own party, they were imprisoned, they were arrested, and they were tried by a revolutionary tribunal, and they were guillotined. Guillotined, that is they were beheaded. Robespierre government, they issued laws placing maximum ceiling on wages and prices. The prices were kept in control. Meat and bread, they were rationed because they were the staple food. The peasants, they were forced to transport their produce to the cities where they were to be sold at a price fixed by the government. And there were two types of flour, that is the white flour and the whole wheat flour. So the white flour was forbidden, which was more expensive, and then the citizens, they were required to eat pain d'égalité, that is equality bread. This was made of whole wheat. So the people, they only the whole wheat bread was available, and they were made to eat that. Earlier it was the traditional practice of saying sir, like we say sir, they used to say monsieur, and the madam, that was madame. These two words were abolished, and all French and women were called citoyen and citoyenne, that is la citoyenne, which was mentioned in on the first page. Churches, they were shut down, and the buildings of the churches, they were converted into barracks for the army and offices for the government officials. Robespierre, he was arrested in 1794 and he was convicted in July 1794, and finally he was sent to guillotine. This was the Reign of Terror, the most important topic in the French Revolution. The remaining topics of this chapter we'll discuss in the next video. Thank you. Have a nice day.